Well, this is a very impromptu live, so impromptu, in fact, that I didn't even plan it, nor did I create a screenshot. But I had to play the music because y'all needed to know what type of time I was on. I wasn't even planning on doing a live about it anyway. But someone said in the comments of my video, not of my community tab post, they said, Torian, you got to do a live about this. And everybody by now, I think, already knows exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So, as y'all can see by the title, not on my 2025 bingo card. Who would have thought that when I woke up this morning, went and did leg day, came back home, showered, ate, and all of that good stuff, that in the early afternoon, that we would get this type of news? This is very, very interesting to say the least. And I think the reason why I'm doing this live tonight is because, tomorrow, if y'all saw my what I had planned, I'm going to be talking about the Arena Zarutska situation. And I had some words for Charlie Kirk in that live, and I still do, regardless of despite what happened today. But before I really get into everything, let me acknowledge the people who are here so far in the chat. We got Kid Gravity, we got Mada H, Reparations Nation, Wallow J, Roku Muro, AW1, Joseph Washington, Ricky Ross T, E equals MC squared, News for Thought, The Informant Media, Jane Smith, Gamers Den, Yak, Diesel, Fire Bet, Dark Titan, Chris, Vessi, Mansa Musa, Stolen Ancestors 1526, Ron B's 58, Prince, Diamond, Weldon Johnson X, Tina Thomas, Dewani, XA Guacha 23, RC, Travis, Denise, Brother Sly. Who else we got in here? Midwest Outsider 704, Butch Winfield, Uptown Slim 84, Lisa Cabrera. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Amir, Black Voltron, Jermaine, Perverted Alchemist. It's a lot of y'all came in. Y'all came in. And now, isn't that interesting? This is an impromptu live, but when I have my scheduled lives, people got to drag themselves in here. But I do an impromptu live, and it goes from 20 to 70 in 5 minutes, and that's over 100, like really, really fast. I ain't mad at it, though. We got Brother Man to You, Johnny Gibbs, Brother Mark 1992, Fauna Faye, Lakeisha, John Horse's Rifle, Jacob M, and that is it. My bad. Midwest Outsider 707. So today, a few hours ago, but that's the thing, KG. His name isn't even in the title. I don't have a description or anything. All this is not on my 2025 bingo card. I guess the algorithm knew what I was going to talk about. But yeah, so a few hours ago, I went on to Twitter. I'm giving my story of how I found this out. A few hours ago, I went on to Twitter. I'm just checking my notifications. And I saw Charlie Kirk was trending. And here I am sitting thinking like, okay, he's trending. What nonsense has he said now? Because it's not like he's never trended before. And it's usually for some nonsense that he's always said. But then something I noticed was interesting, that when I saw him trending, he was trending number 1. And then underneath it, it's a University of, was it Utah? I think that was in Utah. It had Utah underneath it, like as a sub-trending heading underneath his name. So then I clicked on it, and the first thing that popped up was this video. And I'm thinking, someone was just recording. He's speaking at this school like he typically always does. And then all of a sudden, as I'm watching the video, all I'm heard, and this was the video that was at from a distance. All I heard was pop, pop, pop. And I was like, what's going on here? Then I see the whole crowd, a whole horde of people just rush and run the opposite way and start screaming and start saying, "What the F is going on? Oh my God, oh my God." And when I heard that, I said, "Oh, he got popped." But it was still at a distance where I couldn't tell what was going on. Then I came across another video. Now, before I came across the other video, I posted the video that I saw in the group chat that me, KG, and Cosmo Fury are in on Twitter. I sent it to them first. I said, "Did y'all hear about what happened with Charlie Kirk?" And I think they didn't know. And then that's why KG, he went live early and he was talking about it. Then I posted it in the Discord and I said, "Charlie Kirk got popped." Now, mind you, at the time, I didn't know where he got hit at. I just know that he got hit. And I posted it in there, and then everybody was scrambling and whatnot inside of the Discord. And people in the Discord, if y'all in the Discord, are still talking about it right now. Then I went back onto Twitter. And then he went from trending one time to trending all multiple different times. Like his name was trending. It said something about getting shot. Then they said about Utah. It was everywhere. They were saying prayers for Charlie Kirk and all types of stuff. And then I scrolled through, and then that's when I saw the close-up video, like somebody who was near the front of the event. And when I saw that, I said, "Yeah, he's done. He's out of here." I said, "It's no way anybody is going to survive that." Because when I saw what I saw, it looked like something out of a movie. So he got hit in the neck and his body went limp, and 9 times out of 10 he was already gone before he made it to the hospital. Because you know how many veins and arteries are in your neck? I'm assuming many of you in the chat have already seen the video. And yes, if y'all haven't done so already, please be sure to go ahead and hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We got 208 people in the chat right now. Make sure to hit the like button. Hit the share button while you're at it. So naturally, everybody's panicking. Everyone is like, "Okay, what is going on here?" And, they're trying, people on Twitter are saying what they're saying, saying prayers. Notice the only people saying prayers for Charlie Kirk are the ones that have a lot of who shared the same views as him. They had a lot of anti-Black narratives within themselves, much like he did. So I'm not surprised by that at all. It's just that the timing of this is so ironic. It's so ironic because, and this is going to go into the live I'm doing tomorrow on Arena Zarutska. You had Charlie Kirk and the rest of his ilk all online putting out all these anti-Black propaganda pieces about Black people, especially Black men in particular, about how dangerous we are, about the rise in Black on white violence and all types of stuff. And he was one of the main ones. And I'm going to show those clips tomorrow. He was one of the main ones sitting up there talking about how PC needs to be scared of Black people and a whole bunch of other stuff. Meanwhile, he met his end at the hands of someone who looks just like him in a red state. Like they always like to say, blue state this and blue state that, Democrat ran cities and stuff like that. Utah is not one of those. They like to say 13% of the population and 50% crime, yet it was the quote unquote alleged 60% that did him in. This goes right back to when I would talk about Richard Spencer and how he would always say it's like a bunch of anti-Black things. And every time he got into an altercation, it was always at the hands of another white person that was hitting him or assaulting him in some sort. I was watching a little bit of Dewan B earlier because he went live about it. And he has said something very interesting. When we are not around, they will eat each other when it's only them. In so many words, return back to default settings. And another thing I asked too, a Trump, are you going to send the National Guard to Utah or not? And while we're at it, while we're asking about the National Guard, Trump, are you going to send the National Guard to the neighboring state with Colorado? Because in case y'all are also unaware, while Utah was dealing with the shooting of Charlie Kirk, the next state over, Colorado, was dealing with a mass shooting where allegedly 3 people got shot at a school at the same time. 2 weeks ago, what happened in Minneapolis? Not even an entire month has passed. Also, in case y'all were unaware, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow, at the beginning of August, there was a white man that stabbed this woman on a bus in Oklahoma at the beginning of the month of August. And not one of those fools who had all that stuff to say about what happened to that woman in North Carolina had anything to say about that. And when they allegedly got the person who shot Charlie Kirk, and I say allegedly because they're still trying to figure out if that's him or not, they immediately went with Democrat, leftist. Notice that they don't mention race whenever it's one of their own that commits a crime. They start mentioning political leanings. How do you know this person was a leftist? How do you not know this person wasn't on the right? Oh, because they took out one of your idols? That's how you know? They love doing that. They love to do that. Oh yeah, Black Voltron. Yes, there was a shooting in Colorado at a school today, but because of everything going on with Charlie Kirk, that it overshadowed it. But those are like the 2 top stories right now. Of course, the Charlie Kirk one is the top story. That one's like number 2. Don't believe me? You can look it up yourself. But and I'm glad you said something about Nick Fuentes, Marco, because you know who else is going to be taking a sabbatical? Emerald Foodle. Yeah, ironically, we talked about them yesterday. Because you know that Emerald Foodle likes to do those outside appearances, like how Charlie Kirk was doing them, like going to these schools or setting up tables to do these live shows outside. See what happens when you are reckless with your mouth. The irony is the last words that Charlie Kirk will have ever said in his life was gang violence. In case y'all didn't know, gang violence was the last 2 words that Charlie Kirk will ever utter in his lifetime. Meanwhile, it wasn't even, as far as we know, a member of a gang that took him out. And we know what he was talking about when he said gang violence. He was talking about Black people. Sat up there for years talking so nasty and trifling about Black people, and now you're eternally 31. Now your wife is a widow, and you have 2 young kids without a dad. Like I said, this was not on my 2025 bingo card. And I'm almost certain that everybody else that's in this chat listening to the sound of my voice right now feels the same exact way. Oh, Mansa Musa in the state of Utah, I'm almost certain the person who did it was PC. Utah is the Mormon state. Someone has said the biggest black population in Utah are the players for the Utah Jazz. Oh, trust me, right now over on Twitter, they are coping hard right now. They are probably crying their hearts out. Like, really, I did not see this coming at all. Shout out to LVZ for the 5. He says, in the middle of a bunch of white people, when asked about mass shootings, he tried to scapegoat gangs, and I posted it on my live. Exactly. Appreciate you. And shout out to Speedy Thunder for the $9.99. He's another one bites the dust. Exactly. I just was not. That was not. I was not. I can't even get my words together. I was not expecting that at all. But a lot of people who think like him put out all this rhetoric about us. Meanwhile, we're not the ones they need to worry about. It's those who look like them. That is who they need to worry about. You said, did I see Megyn Kelly's fake tears? I can only imagine. She's fake and phony anyway. Everything about her is fake. Yeah, if you go on Twitter, they cutting up over on Twitter right now. They are. Black people are either saying, oh well, it is what it is, or they say people die every day, and we're going on about our business. But yeah, they're coping right now. They're having a whole morning session right now on Twitter. Let them have it. Shout out to Brother Man to you for the 5. He says karma, karma, karma. Exactly. And that also tells you that even though Charlie Kirk was saying the stuff that he was saying and being anti-black, not every PC person was agreeing with everything he said, clearly. So, hey, what else? I mean, what else can you say? Like, really, what else can you say? It's one of those make your bed, you lie in it type of things. But again, that mouth gets you in trouble all the time. And then you have some people that was saying, well, he like about him giving his opinion. Listen, it's nothing wrong with giving your opinion. However, this dude was doing way more than giving his opinion. He was putting out there putting propaganda out there about us that could have got us harmed. So there's a difference between giving your opinion about someone and putting out propaganda about people as well. He was doing the latter, not the former. And he was doing that all the way up until today. You don't believe me? Go look at his last 24 hours, maybe last 48 hours worth of posts on Twitter, especially as it pertains to the Arena Zarutska situation. If y'all don't believe me, come back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when I go live about that story. Because I bookmarked so much stuff and I got one of his posts. And then you come back and ask me why I don't feel anything. This animus that myself and probably several others have had towards Charlie Kirk did not just happen today or within the last week. This has been consistent for years. Maybe now they'll finally have that conversation about, oh, who am I kidding? They're never going to have that conversation about white on white crime. They'll never have it. They'll just say left is this and left is that, in order to evade having to actually have a real conversation about something going on in their community, but then have the nerve to run their mouths about what's going on in ours. Meanwhile, the danger is right up under your nose. Shoot, the danger might be in living in your house, laying right next to you, or staying in another room. It could be someone that you work with, someone you go to school with. So yeah, I don't feel anything. I don't. I really don't. And what's interesting is, it's not like Charlie Kirk was what you call the small fry of that group. This was a big name. I don't think people understand the magnitude of that. Charlie Kirk had a major platform over there. That was a big piece knocked off of their side of the chessboard. If this was counted as far as, say, someone having $1 billion in net worth, knocking Charlie Kirk off the board done brought their net worth from like $1 billion down to maybe 940 million. They're no longer at billionaire status. He was a huge mouthpiece for them. A very huge mouthpiece for them. A lot of these up and coming con artists took from his playbook. You said 750 million, so it's even lower. Hey, you said lower than 950. I tried to give him some grace. Shout out to Kevin for the 10. He says, I'm shedding no tears for that demon. Rest in peace. Neither am I. Neither am I. Going to sit up there and talk about all the crime that's going on in our community. We know we got crime going on in our community, and we'll have to deal with it. Now let's talk about what's going on in your community. See what turning a blind eye does? So I'm going to drop the link because I know y'all are itching to come up here. So there's the link. I do not care. I really don't. Because guess what? If it was one of us, you know he would have got on that horn and said some propagandized type stuff. And you know he would have. While it was...
What's going on, Torrin? What's going on in the chat? I would do like to send condolences to his family. Other than that, whatever. This is the same man, like you just said, you was going to talk about yesterday, the Charlotte incident. A lot of people are now coming out about the incident, questioning the events around it. Not saying the guy didn't do it or not, but like, why was she there that late, and why did he have this on? And I ain't saying conspiracy theories, but a lot of people are kind of being like, something's fishy about that whole situation. But it's funny how they care about an immigrant, but then again, they're trying to deport all these immigrants. So now they're trying to use this. They're basically trying to use that white one. Well, I'll talk about that more tomorrow. But they basically trying to use the white woman to demonize black people. But the hell with that man. He talked all that shit about black people, like LVZ said. You scapegoating black people at an event where there's no black people there. No black person in that crowd, most likely. And then that was your last word, and then pop goes the weasel. That's what you get. And then also, I think this is what's going to happen. I don't think a lot of these conservatives are going to start going to these. They're going to stop going to these campuses unless it's like indoors. They're not going to do no more outdoor events. If they do them, they're going to do them inside. Because after what happened to this old boy, yeah, because when I saw that blood gushing out, I don't want to be too graphic. When I saw that stuff coming out of his neck, I said, yeah, he got him real good. It was I don't know if anybody else saw that video, but it was a lot of fluid coming out of his neck area. I don't know what type of gun that person had, but whatever it had, yeah. Like KG said, that crime bill's coming soon, folks. I'll land there.
Appreciate you coming up. KG, what's going on?
I don't even feel bad for them kids. That's it. But they don't listen. I told y'all this was going to happen after Daniel Penny. I told y'all this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said and you know what's so crazy? What you just brought up right now, I was going to save that for my live. I'm gonna still bring it up, but yeah, you was right because you sent that to me last night, and you said that this was going to happen.
Everybody's a target in this country. Everybody. And Charlie Kirk was the main one. He sat there and lied on George Floyd how many times? He lied on Jordan Neely how many times? He lied on Tyree Nichols how many times? And then he want to play Christian when it's convenient for him.
Mm-hmm.
This is God. Because everybody knows God only can take so much. And then he going to intervene. But it's funny now. They're putting out videos now saying they got video of the shooter. I'm like, okay, great. You got video of the shooter. Go get him.
Right.
They claim they got him. They claim they got him. So, okay.
Yeah, because they're saying that the person that they detained wasn't him because they said
they said they got I saw what's the name video? This other video. They said that they got the suspect.
Okay. So it wasn't that old guy.
No, it wasn't Larry Davis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I like Wallow said, that crime bill, boy. This is the tipping point. This is what they wanted. Now they're gonna say political speech is now under attack. We got to put out that crime bill. That AI is going to be massive with it. But as I played when I closed my live, get your power tools. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate you coming up. All right, shout out to KG for coming up. All right, let's see. Who do I have? Oh.
Heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred.
Hurricane Nisi, what's going on?
My statement is ABK, reciprocity, the Most High is showing out. B1.
Shout out to Miss Nisi, making it quick and straight to the point. E equals MC squared. What's going on?
Hey, so I don't know if any of y'all know about this or not, but they arrested like this old white man thinking that he was the shooter, but apparently he wasn't the shooter. So apparently the shooter is on the loose. I don't know if y'all know about that or not.
I don't know if he just came up with KG said they apparently caught him.
Oh, they did? Okay.
But they haven't I guess they haven't put his identity out there yet because initially that he did detain, it was some older guy, but they said it wasn't him though.
Okay, yeah. So here's my thing. I think that with because when Trump signed all his executive orders and stuff, and he affected not just one group of people. He affected everybody across the board. White, black, Hispanic, whatever. And the thing is, historically, we know that white people really can't handle setbacks. They can't. We're used to setbacks. We're used to something always going wrong. The term that we always use, if it ain't one thing, it's another. And I feel like now, like I mentioned in your chat earlier, they're taking each other out because there's just so much, there's so much animosity going on right now and everybody's losing their livelihoods. There's so much uncertainty.
Yeah, and like I said, even though Charlie Kirk, and we know, like, we was one of his primary targets as far as like the lies and the propaganda he would put out there, we weren't the only ones he went after. So I'm sure, like, if they have this person in custody and they find out that it's actually them and they have a trial and whatnot, now it's like, now because they have the person allegedly, now I want to know what was the motive. What made you do that? And this was definitely planned because it's not like they didn't know that Charlie Kirk was going to be there, because they always plan those events are always planned in advance. So he knew he was going to be there on this day and at that time. And that was, and they said this is my opportunity right now. So now I'm curious to know, what was the motive? Like, why? Like, what made you do it? I think that's what a lot of people are going to want to know, and I'm sure eventually that's going to come out.
And as we know, their arrogance is going to be their biggest downfall if it hasn't been already. Constantly talking about other communities but their own. Constantly talking about their own, everybody else's community but their own. And it's, well, I don't think they'll ever wake up and realize that. I think that they are destined to try to be ahead of everybody and superior to everybody on the planet, because history shows that. So yeah, this is interesting, to see how this is all going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and who the shooter is. Yeah, but all right, that's all I had to say. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming up. All right, before I bring up the next person, let me give a shout out to my hustle on wheels for the 5. He said, I guess he will never be able to fly on a plane having a black pilot and see if he's qualified yet. Again, another thing that he said, that I would never fly on a plane that was piloted by a black pilot. And didn't he say that? Wasn't that this year when he said that, earlier in the year? I forgot he had said that. I had forgot that he had said that, but shout out to you for reminding me. And also shout out to the 414 people that's in the chat. Again, if you have not already, please go ahead and hit the like button. You said last year? I can't remember if it was last year, this year, but I remember when he said that BS. Ms. Nisa says, I don't care to know the motive. He's gone. All right, next up, Jonathan, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Bro, I'm motivated to work out all over again, bro. Man, look, let me tell you something, man. This is what happens when you always protect your own a bit too much. I mean, I don't mind. I'm also fighting for your own, but when you know you got people in the community committing crimes and all, you should hold them accountable. You should never make no excuses for anything. They commit mass shootings out there. You trying to come up with excuses. Eventually, that gets tiresome. You know what I'm saying? If we can hold our own in our community, why can't they? Eventually, all that Operation Protect the White Boy and Operation Protect the White Girl, that eventually caught up. Was going to catch up to him and bite him in the ass. And Charlie Kirk has been the prime example. So, you know what I'm saying? And, him and everybody come up with all these excuses of why they did this, or why this white person did this, did that. But we do something like, even if it's just a petty crime, they said we deserve to get in jail for a long time. Like, dang, how we gonna unite as a nation if we can't grow from our mistakes? They will not let us. They don't want us to grow. They want, once we make that one mistake, they want us to fall completely. So they try to prove a point of their racism and justify racist ways. But guess what? It got Charlie Kirk out of it. So everybody can grieve for him all they want to, but I guarantee you, they keep on doing like what he's doing, they're gonna fall in line just like him. It's gonna be a domino. Next thing you know, it's a domino effect. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Like, not saying that I want to see people like die or anything, but why care for someone if they don't care for you? I mean, I'm tired of the George Floyd bring up and all that, and what I'm saying, I'm tired of bringing up people bring up the black people that got killed and trying to use it as an example and all that. That stuff is old now. That's bullshit. That's ass. Like, that's dumb as hell. But man, all all I gotta say is, bro, I'm about to go get some meat. Y'all want anything? Hey, I'm going to after this workout. I'm gonna go get some protein burgers and maybe go to Little Caesars and get a pizza. So let me know if y'all want anything.
All right.
I'm out.
Appreciate you coming up. Make sure y'all leave in the chat what y'all want to eat. It's on Jonathan's dime. But I appreciate you for coming up. Black Trini girl, I'm foregoing the buzzer tonight because I know that this, like, people want to really get out what they want to say, because this is going to be my only time doing this live. So there won't be a buzzer tonight, but the buzzer will be back tomorrow for that live. This is just the impromptu live because I didn't have it scheduled, because it's something that just happened. It's a breaking news story. But the live tomorrow at 4 will have the buzzer. Before I bring up the next person, JM, it's interesting that you bring up Cracker Barrel, because today I was watching TV and a Cracker Barrel commercial came on and they had the new logo on there, and I just out of nowhere just bust out laughing, because I just remember how much they crashed out about that daggone logo. And shout out to Will Bro 61 for subscribing to the channel. All right, next up we got JDW.
How you doing, bro? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, yo, JG, man. John, let me get that protein burger, man. Getting a little hungry. Ah, where to begin, brother? Where to begin? You know what's very poetic about this whole situation, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Kirk got shot in his neck. The place
Mm-hmm.
where he gets asphyxiated if it's compromised. That is literally the most poetic way to shut somebody up. That is whoo. And here's the message to Candace Owens, Brandon Fakem, that fake ass police officer, Connie Terry, Fake and Fit. Y'all better be careful, man. Even somebody like Andrew Tate, y'all better be careful. We are in a country, in a situation where there's a lot of crash outs and there's a lot of people who have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Okay? And seeing a lot of white people on X just out there crashing out, don't even care. N-world this, N-world that. Want to be radical? It's time to go to war? Well, my brothers and sisters live in the South, stay ready so you don't have to be ready. Okay? I'm licensed in the South. Even though I live in New York City, I'm licensed to carry a weapon in the South. Oh, and to all you dick in the booty Negroes who's talking about Charlie Kirk shouldn't have been killed despite his political beliefs. What political beliefs, my nigga? You black people and their political beliefs are irrelevant to white people. They don't care about political beliefs. We're talking about the same white people whose ancestors ate our ancestors and fed our babies to alligators. What freaking political beliefs? I don't want to cuss and everything, but damn, we got a lot of sad Negroes out here, Toreen. It's just sad. They are literally trying to put political beliefs in the situation to show sympathy for a motherfucker, cuss, who won't even look at you if you was getting attacked for no reason. I care less about him and his family. We still got AI George Floyd memes, AI Daniel Penny memes, okay? And especially since what happened in Charlotte, black people were conditioned not to go low. And now in this situation, we need to go lower. We have to. Going lower is a necessity for our survival. Stay ready so you don't have to be ready. Stay strapped. Be one, brother.
Come on. Christopher, I'm not doing the buzzer tonight. But like I said, tomorrow the buzzer will be back. Like I said, this was an impromptu live. It wasn't scheduled. I actually battled back and forth whether or not I was going to go live. But I said, let me just go ahead and get it out right now. I'm sure the people wanted to hear from me. So here we are. All right, next up we got AW1, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, Torian? With you?
What's going on?
Not much. With me. All I can say is this. I can't feel bad. I mean, I didn't want him to get shot, obviously. Because, I mean, half the time I just laugh at this racist fool. But, but he was kind of dangerous at the same time because he was preaching hatred. I mean, for the people that want to ask for, want us to have grace for him, did he have that same grace for Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, or the black community? Did he show grace for them?
Absolutely not. Like I said,
Exactly.
there's a whole digital paper trail with his name on it, all over it, of the stuff that he has said about black people over the years. And like I said, and like many of you've already said, I don't feel bad about it. And before I let you continue, I forgot, Turning Point USA is in shambles right now. Because in case y'all don't know, Charlie Kirk is the founder of TPUSA. Those TPUSA events going to hit a little bit different going forward. And also, before I continue, shout out to Mouse for the super chat. I'm sorry, not the super chat, the Cash App. I appreciate you.
All right.
You continue.
Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, but he never showed grace for other people. He said George Floyd died of fentanyl, and then he wants to, and then he puts out the stuff about us being criminals and killers. Oh, what about the black on black violence? Same old garbage. And then I see that other racist Megyn Kelly. Oh my God, white lives don't matter. So we're and her and Glenn Beck up there. And here's the thing: Glenn Beck tried to throw it on black folks. By the way, Torian, what do you think Glenn Beck meant when he said, I want black people to be more like Malcolm X and not Martin Luther King? No, excuse me, more like Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X. What do you think he meant by that?
Glenn Beck is the last person to give black people any type of advice or try to tell us who we should be like. It's interesting people like Glenn Beck said that when it's people like Glenn Beck who took out or helped to assassinate both of them.
Exactly. And the thing about Glenn Beck, and the thing about that fool Glenn Beck, when he said that, I know what he meant. He basically wants us to be forgiven and not fight back if someone hits us. Because like you said, society, we're not allowed to defend ourselves. That's like, matter of fact, speaking of defenseless people, what about Jordan Neely? Did Charlie Kirk have sympathy for Jordan Neely? Not at all.
Like literally, all you got to do, if you want to get a rundown of Charlie Kirk's greatest misses, I should say. I don't want to call them hits.
Well, when I hear it's misses, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All you got to do is go on to Twitter, type in Charlie Kirk's name, and after it, type black or blacks. And you shall find a laundry list of tweets that this man has made over the years, this year and previous years.
Exactly.
You will find several of them.
Right. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to go. All I'm going to say is this, Torian. Actually, I have a question for you right quick. Am I crazy for telling my non-black friends not to use the N-word around me?
Wait, say it again?
Am I crazy for checking my non-black friends about them using the N-word?
No.
Oh, so I'm not crazy.
No.
And you would too.
Right. And if they got a problem with that, you no longer need to be friends with them.
Exactly. No, that's what I did. I was like, look, y'all, if you're gonna keep using that word, don't talk to me. Because some of them complain about Trump and stuff. But other than that, but this is what I want to finish with. But thanks for answering the question. All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna sleep well tonight, man. I mean, that's all I can say about Charlie Kirk. I'm not gonna. It's unfortunate that he got shot because I don't believe people should get shot for a difference of opinion. But I'm not gonna feel a thing because he would have given a damn about me if I would have got killed, right? Or you?
Because I can only imagine if it was like say a big name amongst us. If the same thing happened to him, I can almost imagine what he would have said. Really, honestly, because we've seen what he has said, like with the examples that you gave. And those were
Right.
people that weren't. Those are just regular everyday people.
And I'm gonna tell you this: I think you should do a live stream if you ever get the time, and remind people why we don't like him. This racist.
I think we gave enough examples right now.
Good point. But all right, man, I'm gonna go now. I gotta go take care of my niece. Be one, Torian.
Be one. Before I bring up the next person, shout out to Miss Nisi for being a member for 19 months. She says, thank you, Torian, for always keeping the family informed. I appreciate you. And also, again, shout out to Miss Nisi for the $10 super chat. She said, ABK reciprocity, absolutely no rest for the wicked. I appreciate you. Next, we got Bert. What's going on?
Brother Torian, what's going on? You can hear me well?
I can hear you.
Okay, Rep. I was wondering about my Bluetooth. Good evening to all in the chat. So let me get right to it. I was over at Twitter because I had heard you mention Twitter during your monologue there. And I was sitting there looking at the post and response, and
Bert, are you still there?
I'm looking at the tears.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you had kind of cut out a little bit, but now you're back.
Yeah, let me. I was saying I was on Twitter, and I was so glad that the black folk are over there giving these white.
You went out again. Yeah, you cut out. Yeah, you had cut out a second time.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but let me know if I cut out at any time. So if you have been following Brother Tarian, Sister Lisa, brothers like LBZ or any of the other people in black media, they've been showing you over the years with the rise of Charlie Kirk how he has been positioned as a propagandist leader for the youth of white America. You know, notice that they concentrate specifically on.
Yeah, you cut out again.
Which were like, oh man, I probably should leave and come back because I was just going to say I'll keep it brief. The tears on Twitter is fake. I'll leave and come back.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, so they just.
Am I good?
Yeah, you good.
I'm so sorry, folks in the chat. I don't know why this is fading in and out, but yeah, I was just saying that, you know, when they position Charlie as the propagandist leader for the white youth, and they espouse and entrust their young folk to him, you know, to this is a young white charismatic dude, well spoken, who believes in his whiteness, and that's the reinforcement model that they want for a person in that position. So going forward, those tears are what you call, you know, now we have to find a replacement, because what's up right now is white America has to understand that the pendulum will swing back the other way, and it's swinging back. The time is now for your return on bad investments. And we will see a lot of things like this as we go forward. I do believe in karmic retribution. There's no time clock on it, but it does come around. So, you know, you're witnessing these people as they are outraged over how do we replace this now? Because as you were mentioning, they have tours with colleges set up into who knows how many years. You know, they have funding from the government. He has friends, as he said, in the administration. So they're in an uproar as to how do they replace this segment or this piece of the white supremacy reaffirmation agenda. Now,
you cut out again. You was doing so good too.
I was saying it's at a critical juncture or at a critical juncture in time where they need these things to be reinforced and placed, especially seeing how everything is up for grabs politically. I mean, you look at them going into Chicago, the Democrats don't want them in there because they lose a lot of Democratic votes. You know, they kind of want Chicago to stay just what it is. You're looking at a lot of the political maneuverings.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. And like I said before, Charlie Kirk was a huge. I was saying Charlie Kirk was a huge piece on their side of the chessboard, and he's been knocked off the board. Like, that's why I brought up the whole being a billionaire in the in the net worth, and how losing him was a huge dent to their net worth. Like right now, if it was a billionaire, him being bumped off knocked them out of billionaire status, because he was a huge mouthpiece for them. It's not like he was low level nobody, like, you know, that just kind of was on the rise. He was out there, like he had a huge following. He had multiple platforms. He was always posting all. If you on Twitter, you saw the stuff that he would say. And with him,
Absolutely.
and with him gone, that's a huge. That's why they're crashing out over there right now, because
Absolutely.
they knew how significant he was to them. And with him gone, and what you were saying, now they're going to have to try to scramble to find his replacement, and that's not going to be easy, because it's not like he was just, like I said before, some low tier nobody. He was up there, like he had a huge platform, despite how we feel about it. But he had a name, he had a following. I mean, you saw today in the crowd, you saw all those people out there that came out there, whether
Absolutely.
they liked him or didn't. Clearly, one of them hated him because one of them popped off on him. But yeah,
No, and that's absolutely. I mean, just you look at young, charismatic, appealing, and had risen to the point where when you tune into him, as far as if you're on the outside looking in, and as you and many others have diagrammed and pointed out so very well, when he says something, it matters to them. And that's the whole thing. When you rise to that point or level of influence, where when what your whiteness says, you know, that whole I'm white and I say so, when you reach to that level, you know, on that scope of things, then you're effective. You're not just a tool anymore. You're an effective archetype for someone who, or for some part of that agenda that's going to play a key and critical element for them moving forward. And of course, with all things, you start with the youth, and especially impressionable youth, ages 17, 25, moving forward. And, you know, he espoused different things like, you know, taking, let's get married, let's, you know, let's do this, let's do that. You know, he was saying all the right stuff and putting in that boots on the ground. So, you know, lots up. Anyway, the pack's up over here, and I appreciate you, brother. Stay black, everybody in the chat, no matter what. Stay black. Peace, and appreciate your platform, Torian.
appreciate you for coming up. Shout out to Bert. Don Spencer says turning point. They had Ben Carson and Brandon Fakem. Have you seen what's been going on with Fakem lately? They are not. They would never pedestalize him again. You saw who he recently interviewed. Cosmo, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, yeah, I'm out. Just came back from New York City, and I saw the up close footage. I'm gonna tell you from an EMS standpoint, he didn't stand a chance. He was done. That was an arterial hit. Whoever did this, they knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah.
So how meticulous was this? And everybody be thinking, oh, like what's the guy that what you just said earlier? The guy that was trying to say what about us? The guy that owns Blaze, or he used to. What's the name?
Glenn Beck.
Yeah, no, we ain't had nothing to do with this, homie. We ain't had nothing to do with this, Glenn Beck. Don't even try. Just because we didn't like him, because he pretty much ran his mouth regularly. Because what's that expression that you always use?
Oh, the foundation of every grifter's grift is the degradation of black people, especially black Americans.
Exactly. Like we know what we're dealing with when we hear Charlie Kirk. If we wanted Charlie Kirk out of the way, it would have happened a long time ago. This was I'm telling you, this changed my mind thing that he was always trying to do in these debates with these low level people. It was a matter of time. And I bet if the person ain't from Utah, they damn sure followed them, and no one was the wiser. You know why? Because the shooter looked just like him. And that's the best ones to get. He got Trojan horse, and now he's not here no more. And you know what? I don't feel a goddamn thing. So I'm gonna land my plane here.
Appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Cosmo for coming up. Next, we got Jay Adjacent. What's going on?
Hey, Tarian. I'm coming up because It was some time ago, but you did a video about a black man who was 105 years old. He died, but because of an illegal immigrant. Do you remember that?
I'm not sure if I remember that or not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was asking that because I was looking for it. I don't know exactly the title of that to find it because I'm kind of searching blind. But thanks. Have a good night.
I appreciate you for coming up. E = MC squared. You came back.
I came back because the two guys before me, one of the guys, he really explained it like very eloquently about Charlie Kirk and what he meant for those who believed in what he believed in and, you know, went along with his stuff. It makes me wonder if the shooter, whoever it is that killed him, you know, I'm curious to know if this was like a calculating type of thing.
Oh, like I said, I have no doubt in my mind that whoever did this planned this, because it's not like they didn't know where Charlie Kirk was going to be at. It's not like Charlie Kirk did a surprise pop-up and the person didn't know he was going to be there. Like those events are always planned. You can tell because of the amount of people that was there in the crowd. That was a lot of people that was out there. And they're all, and the thing is, they're going to be able to gauge to see where the shot came from because of where he got hit at in the neck. And of course, you know, they're going to look at, you know, how the bullet was formed and all types of stuff like that. Was it an exit? It looked like it was an exit wound, to be honest with you. I don't think the bullet got lodged there from the looks of it. So it looks like it went the way that it looked in the, if y'all saw the video, yeah, I think that was an exit wound. So, and then, like I said, you got hit in the neck. It's a lot of veins and arteries right there. A neck shot, the only way you're probably going to survive a neck shot is if it grazes you, like the bullet just kind of grazes your skin. That's about it. But once that thing goes in like that, you're if you luckily were to survive that, you probably, your life will be completely altered after that.
Right. Yeah. I just feel like, I mean, I'm wondering, because when you think about it, okay, if he was their mouthpiece, like the person before me said, if he was their mouthpiece and, you know, all this other stuff, he was young and, you know, it's like, who else could they get now to really take his place?
Yeah, because
You
a lot
know,
of people fail to realize that Charlie Kirk was still relatively young. I didn't even realize he was only 31. He looked older than that, but he was only 31.
right.
So he
Yeah.
was
So
he was barely into his 30s.
yeah. So whoever did this, they knew that they felt he needed to be taken out because they knew that with him being young and all that other stuff, yeah, they knew exactly what they're doing. And I'm not just talking about surface level, but I'm talking about like on a deep level politically and all that other stuff. So yeah, like I said, I'm definitely curious to know from here, you know, as things transpire.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's all I had to say.
All right, appreciate you coming back up. All right, shout out to E = MC squared. Next, I got Prince of Paraphernalia. What's going on?
What's up, Tori? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Malcolm X said this was like the chickens coming home to roost, and I'm gonna go ahead and quote exactly what he said. This doesn't make me one bit sad. As a matter of fact, it kind of makes me glad. Karma was coming for that fool, and I'ma land right there.
Appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Prince of Paraphernalia. And someone said that his birthday was next month. Gary said that his birthday was next month and he would have been 32. Would have been are the optimal words. Andre said I thought he was 46. I'm gonna be honest. I did think that I thought Charlie Kirk was in his 40s. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought he was older than me. When I found out he was only 31, I was like, huh. But you know what they say? Hate will age you. It will. That man looked like he slept in a tomb. But yeah, outside of those who are crashing out on Twitter right now, they are the only ones that are crying the blues, so to speak, about it. But us over here, for me, I don't know about you. It's just another Wednesday, another day that's ending in the letter Y. But I just wanted to come on here and do this live with y'all, let y'all come up and speak towards this. Because like I said, this will probably be the only time I do a live on this. And we are going to continue to push forward. So with that being said, we are about to bring this live to a close. Shout out to everyone who came up and spoke. Shout out to everyone who contributed. LVZ, Speedy Thunder, Brother Man to you, Kevin, My Hustle on Wheels, Wilbro61, Miss Nisi for being a member for 19 months and also contributing again to the super chat. We will be back on here tomorrow for I have the one premiere at 9 a.m. and then of course I have the live on the Arena Zaruska story. Shout out to John Guillory for being a member for 27 months as well. This was an impromptu live. A lot of y'all came in and showed up and showed out like I kind of figured that you would, and it's crazy because it was just such a very vague title, but y'all already knew what I was talking about. But either way, I'm glad that each and every one of you came through. We will be back here tomorrow. The live will be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. The timer will be on tomorrow. I'll let y'all have grace tonight, but the timer will be back tomorrow. So with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe, and most importantly, be one.